We're good.
Got it. I don't normally record my calls, so that's new for me. So anyway, my name is Amanda, and I am with the home office. I've been with Compass for a little over 4 years now. The first 2 years, I was an administrator at one of the communities, Green Tree in Mount Vernon. And for the last 2 years, I've been in a regional sales and marketing position. So basically what we're wanting to do is we give a lot of support to our admins and to our community relations directors at the community level. But we also want to kind of incorporate a level of resources for our life enrichment teams. So this is definitely something that we want to continue doing each month, just giving everyone an opportunity to get on a call, do some training, ask questions, just so that everyone has, it's nice to have that extra support. Life enrichment is such a huge part of what we do at the community level. So we definitely want to make sure that our life enrichment directors are feeling supported and have all the resources that they need, that you all need to do your jobs at the community level. So that's a little bit about me. And then I want to introduce Samantha, who is a huge resource for each of you.
Everybody, so I've met several of you. My name is Samantha. I'm the digital marketing strategist with Compass. I've been with them for about 4 years. So my goal is just to help team members at your community be confident and comfortable with all things social media and marketing. So I'll be here as a resource whenever you have any questions regarding any True North programs, social media, the website. I'm here for you.
Perfect. Okay, so I want to go around quickly and just introduce, sorry to the admins that jumped on. I'm not going to include you on this just for time's sake, but I am going to go around and just have each of the life enrichments just speak briefly about your name, what community you're at. And then I did include an icebreaker on there to think back to something you enjoyed as a kid and what that was. So I thought that would be fun just to hear a little bit about your backstory. So I will just call out the community, and then you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you. So we can start with, I don't know if Windermere is on yet. I don't see Windermere. So let's go with Woodland Palms.
Hello, my name is Adon Checking Us. I'm the Life Enrichment Director here at Woodland Palms. My favorite childhood activity was roping or rodeo. It's kind of what I did since I could ride before I could walk. So
fine, that's awesome. Thanks, Adon. Let's see, Green Tree. I believe we have someone from Green Tree on.
Hey, it's Valerie. I'm the Life Enrichment Coordinator here at Green Tree. I've been here 3 years. And as a kid, I just always loved being in the water, loved being at the lake and in the pool. And that's what we did most of the time.
Great. Thanks, Val.
Uh-huh.
I said thank you. Peachtree.
Hi there. My name is Julia. I'm the Life Enrichment Director here at Peachtree. And I used to love biking with my parents all the time. We used to live outside in the country. So we did biking all the time.
Great. Thank you. Honeysuckle. Asia's on, yep.
Hi, I'm Asia. I am the Life Enrichment Director at Honeysuckle. I've worked here for about 2 years now, in July. My favorite childhood activity was camping.
Great. Ooh, I love camping. We're a camping family. Those are some of the best memories, absolutely. Let's see, Heatherwood.
Hi, my name's Kifu. I'm the Life Enrichment Director at Heatherwood. My favorite childhood activity was probably camping as well, which is funny because I actually hate camping now.
You either love it or you hate it, that's for sure. Maybe glamping. Maybe you'd prefer glamping. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I don't see Shawnee. Is anybody here from Shawnee? I don't think so. Okay. Desert Peaks.
Amanda, she's out on an activity and isn't back yet.
Okay, perfect. I saw her pop on here, so I wasn't sure if she was behind.
Oh, Amanda? Oh, Kathleen.
Okay.
Amanda.
Okay, perfect. All right, Majestic Rim. Do we have Majestic Rim here? Don't. We have Kathy. Kathy, you got anybody from Majestic Rim activities? No. Okay. Let's see. And then we've got some garden place gals. So we combined with Tanya's region and included some garden place folks with us. So let's see. We've got Zelina on here.
Hi, everybody. My name is Zelina. I've been with Reflections at Garden Place for 8 years. I am originally from Southern Illinois, so there really isn't anything to do to keep yourself out of trouble except just go outside and play in the woods, play in the fields, that kind of stuff, you know.
What we do in Southern Illinois.
Exactly. Nothing.
Not much to do in Southern Illinois.
Exactly.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't, I forgot to mention that when I am located in Southern Illinois, the same as the garden places. So, you know, a lot of you are all over the map. So that's just kind of to let you know where I'm from. So let's see, who else do we have here from, we've got Barb from Garden Place Redbud. Are you there, Barb? Can't get the sound to work. Okay, perfect. Well, you can hear us. That's the main thing. And then let's see, do we have Stephanie from Majestic Rim or from Meadow Ridge?
Yeah, I'm Stephanie Diernellis from Meadow Ridge, and I've been the Life Enrichment Director for about 4 years. I've been at the community for 13. And my favorite thing as a child was just, we had a horse and I used to ride her all the time. We lived in the country, so I really enjoyed that.
Great. Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you.
And then let's see, the last one I've got on my list is Tracy from Garden Place, and I don't see her on there. I'm afraid that I picked a 1 o'clock. So for anyone in Central Standard Time, that's probably prime activity time. So they might be on the floor doing activities. And then let's see, we have Katie. And Katie, you're at Reflections?
Yes.
Okay.
My favorite activity was just hanging out with my sisters. Riding bikes was probably my favorite.
Great. Thanks, Katie. And you're new, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Did I miss anybody on the call?
Did you call Amanda?
Oh yeah, Stephanie at Millstadt.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Brown. I'm the executive director at Garden Place in Millstadt, Southern Illinois. And I've been here for almost a year. It will be a year in August. And I'm sitting in for our Life Enrichment Director, Pam. She's actually off this afternoon.
Perfect. Great. Thanks, Stephanie. All right. I think that's everybody. So we'll go ahead and jump in and get started. We've got Samantha's going to, I sent out an agenda yesterday. So Samantha is going to go over a few topics that we just want to kind of, you know, give a refresher on and make sure everyone has that information that they need. And then we'll give, you know, if anybody has any questions or, you know, we can stop anytime through, you know, when Samantha's talking and we can answer questions. So if you have a question, just speak up or raise your hand or whatever, and we'll answer those for you. Okay. Okay, Samantha.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with everybody. So let me go ahead and make sure I pick the right button. Okay, can everybody see my screen right here? Okay, so I wanted to give a preview of a new life enrichment section that I'm making for SharePoint. So this is probably going to be open next month. But the idea is if you're new at your community or if you're just out of ideas of what to do for your seniors, this can be a great resource and like Google for you, if you will. So this is a preview. This will be the homepage. It's going to be broken up into forms that may be relevant for your role or into True North programs, Emma resources in case you're working on Emma's for your community, trainings, and then this section here is the one I'm most excited about, activities for seniors. So when I click this, you'll see that we have broken up different ranges of activities. So we're going to have it broken up into spiritual, creative, purposeful, social, empowering, well-being, and even memory care activities. So I have about half of these done. I'm going to keep adding to it as we go. It's going to be kind of ever changing and ever growing. And I'm hoping in the future too, we're going to have a form available. So if your community is doing something unique and specific and you'd like to have it added here, I'd love to get that submitted my way. I can kind of dress it up and get that up here. So let me go ahead and click on one, for example. I'll click on the memory care one. So this one here actually is social activities. These were submitted by Zelina, actually. She's working on these. So I've been teaming up with her and Adon to get these updated. As you scroll through, you'll be able to see other options. There could be a mix of YouTube videos or activities. And as you click on them, it's going to be very straightforward. It's going to lead you to a PDF with instructions how to do it. So I'm gathering these resources from Golden Cares, Activity Connections, different places to kind of have variety on here. And then even at the bottom, there will be some resources on how to work with memory care residents if you've never done that before, just some educational content. So let me go back to my other window, which I am stuck. Give me 1 second. So this page right now, it's actually hidden, but once it is available, we'll make sure to make it really easy for everybody to access on SharePoint. There will be its own individual tile. So another example here are social activities. So it's going to be broken down into intergenerational activities, how to get your residents' children, their grandchildren involved in activities. Hobby clubs is one that's really popular. Activities for men. I know some communities struggle to get the men engaged in activities, so some ideas will be here for you. Trivia, and then there's also riddles. And then let me go back. We also have empowering activities. So this one is armchair travel. I know this one's pretty popular. So let's say, for example, if somebody wants to plan an activity based around armchair travel to Mexico. So when you click on this tile, there's going to be a lot of great resources for you. The instructions are there on how to plan it. You can either take it as it is, tweak it, adjust it, whatever fits best for your community. There's also a passport template, stamps, a lot of fun stuff that can be printed directly from here. And then I've also been adding some videos from YouTube. So it's like 4K travel in Mexico in case you don't like the ones provided. And there's also a playlist that links to Spotify. So you can play music from that country all day if you'd like. Okay, so I'm really excited to get this going. I'm going to continue adding to it. And then on the bottom, there's also some quick link resources that I think will be great. One of them is called Holiday Insight. That's going to be if you have a particular holiday of the day coming up. You can reference that website. So if it's like National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, you can kind of plan ahead for that. So there's a holiday for every single day. And then to access that, you just click it here. And then up at the top where it says daily holidays, we can click where it says, let's say July. And it's going to give you a list of every possible daily holiday in July, just to kind of give you more ideas to keep things fun and refreshing. So,
and this is going to be really helpful when you're building your activity calendar, because you can incorporate all of those special days, which most of you probably have some sort of reference that you look at for adding, national holidays onto your calendar, but this will be great, right at your fingertips when you're building your activity calendars.
Yeah, and then Amanda and I are going to team up too to provide calendar examples. So that will be available in SharePoint too, in case you want to look at other calendars, see how they're planning to diversify their activities, and then we'll kind of send out announcements as things go. So just wanted to share that update for SharePoint. Are there any questions regarding the life enrichment section in SharePoint before I move on? Nope. Okay. I'll go to the next one. So Linktree landing pages and QR codes. So those are the QR community cards that have been delivered to each community. So an email was sent out, I have it right here, on June 8th. I'll make sure to forward this again to everybody on this call so that you can all reference it. But that is a recent resource that has been created for each of your communities. So it looks like this, the email. Actually, let me do my full screen share. Okay, so it looks like this. So in this email, it has an explanation of where to access those QR codes for your communities. These all go to individual landing pages. So let me show you an example of what it looks like. I'm going to click on this link here so that I can pull this up. So let's say if you have, if you're out on an excursion with your residents or you're taking the community bus somewhere, and then somebody asks you like, hey, like, what's this community? I've never heard it before. Or how can I stay in touch and follow with what's going on? You can hand them that card and it will redirect to a page. Let's see, I'll do Green Tree, for example. They'll redirect them to a landing page that looks like this. They're all customized for each of your communities. And I've added individual links. So if people want to find your website, if they want to follow you on social media, if they want to see a virtual tour, the digital magazine, tiny stories, if they even want to join your team, it can redirect them to all of those ways so that they can stay in touch with your building. And then if they click,
Go ahead.
oh, no, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, for any of you that do handle the social media at your communities or do a lot of posting on social media, in the past, we have always, most communities will include the website and say, to learn more, visit our website at. These Linktree links would actually be going forward, it would be better to start including this link. You can still say, to learn more or for more information about our community, click the link. And I would start including the Linktree link, because it gives them access to all of these different places that they can visit versus just the website.
Yeah, it's an easy way to get multiple access points for your building. So if you do want to see examples of how can you incorporate that, please reference this email that I am going to forward to all of you. The 2 PDFs attached, one of them shows distribution ideas. So it's going to show, what does the card look like? Where does it redirect to? When should I pass it out? So some examples would be in high traffic areas of your building. You can kind of have them sitting there ready to hand out. If you have family members coming in and they want to take a look at your activities and they're like, how can I stay in touch with what's going on? You can hand one out. And then the second document in this email has examples. So this is what Amanda was referring to. So if you do want to promote that URL, keep in mind that the QR code doesn't always work on social media, right? Because people are looking at your social media pages on their phones, so they're not necessarily going to be able to scan a QR code. So in instances like that, where you do want them to still stay connected, you can include the link, which all of them can be found over here in SharePoint. They're all available for you. Again, in that email, it does reference where you can find them. But let's say, for example, you do want to share it on social media. You can share a photo of the QR code, and then you can say, scan the QR code or click the link here to stay connected with all things for your community. And then here's another alternative. If you have just an activity photo or something recent that you're sharing, you can still attach that link so that people can stay connected. Here's another example that you can also diversify it. It doesn't have to be the link all the time. You can include your community's phone number or email so that people stay connected. Because social media, it is a great way to share updates of what's going on, but it's also good to kind of stay on the forefront of people's minds in case they like what they see and they're not ready to necessarily call your community. But let's say the day comes and they're like, you know what, I think it's time that we reach out for mom and dad. I know where their phone number is. I know where to get their email, and they can reference social media to see where you've been posting that. And then if you're working on Emma too, I would recommend creating a button at the very end of it. You can put a click here to stay connected and hyperlink it. So just some variations that you can incorporate that. I definitely encourage you to take a look at this email. It's going to list exactly where to find everything and how to incorporate it. Okay.
And if anyone has any questions, if you're working on a social media post, or if you're working on an Emma and maybe it's your first time, using that hyperlink and you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either myself or Samantha. I assist with a lot of my communities with their Emmas. So if it seems a little overwhelming the first time, just reach out and we can walk you through it.
Yes, absolutely. If you have a post and you're thinking, I have no idea if I should include this or how can I include it, feel free
Yeah.
to shoot us an email and be happy to take a look at that.
Yeah, I even sometimes I can't get my words right. So I've sent things to Samantha and said, this is what I want to post, but I can't get my words to sound the way I want them to. So then Samantha will help me with that post and come up with the right wording. So.
Yep. Okay, so let's see the agenda. The next item is life share. So a question recently came up. We have life share at our communities. If you're not familiar with it, that's a really great platform where the enrichment directors are updating their monthly calendar. There's also a TV within each of your buildings that it connects to. So you might see the rotating like birthdays coming up or activities of the day or menus. So the question was, how do we get family members involved or to follow us and stay connected on the app? Because that's a really great way to keep the family members in sync with what's going on within your building. Because let's say if there's a resident who's like, oh my gosh, there's nothing to do here, like I'm so bored, that resident's child can take a look on the app and say, well, mom, this is coming up at 2 o'clock today. Don't you love that? Why don't you go ahead and try to participate in that? And they can kind of stay connected that way. So that can be done through a mobile app on our phones. And we do have some step-by-step instructions that you can share with people. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so in SharePoint, when you log in, everyone should be able to access SharePoint with your work emails. If you run into any issues, please let me know so I can send over instructions and make sure that you can get on. But underneath the Marketing and Life Enrichment tab right here, you'll find that there is a section here called Life Share Resources. So when you click this, you'll be able to see an option that says Community Share App Flyers. I'm going to click on this and pull up an example. So let's say Green Tree is going to be my example all day today. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Green Tree Mobile Login. This is a flyer that you can print out, you can email to family members, but it's going to explain how they can access it. And I'm also going to be working on a video tutorial that you can all have available and send to family members too. So I'll make sure to announce that as I get closer to releasing that. But the idea is that this is a share app that allows you to see what's going on within your community. So how do I get started? They're going to have to search through their either Apple Store or Android Play Store and download the share app. Once they have it, they're going to log in and go through the prompts. And to log in, they're going to enter a community pin. That's where they refer to this flyer. At the bottom of it, it's going to be the community pin to access your specific account information. So once they enter that, they'll be able to see all the activities, everything going on, but I'll make sure to provide more resources as we go regarding that. And then there are a few other resources available here too. So let's say if there's something in Life Share that's confusing or you don't know how to edit that, there are a lot of helpful short training tutorials that the Share team has sent to me. So those have been added here underneath Life Share training tutorial videos. So let's say if you're wondering, like, how do I add an activity in Share? There's an 8-minute video for that. How do I remove residents? There's a 5-minute video for that. So feel free to scroll through here. They're all YouTube videos, very helpful. I sometimes reference these too if I'm trying to figure something out. So just know that this is also here available for you. Okay, are there any questions? Let's see, someone said the Share app does show different things depending on what type of phone you have. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. I would recommend if you've never been on the Share app and you have family members or residents asking how to go on, I definitely encourage you to download it on your own phone first. That way you can kind of give instructions and show them how to look at everything in case it is different or it's not easy for them to navigate through it.
Yeah, Samantha, I just think the only difference is from iPhones and Androids. One shows like the community announcements and then the other one, so you could see like your monthly event full PDF, and then the other one, you can't see it. So that's the only difference in that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Do you have it on the Android on your phone?
I have an iPhone.
iPhone. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I do get on calls with our account manager who also works on the development team for the app. So if you do notice any hiccups or anything that should be added to it, let me know and I can pass that along and maybe they can double check it and see if it can make it more accessible or fix an error that's on there. Okay, awesome. And then the last thing I have on my list are the ECP getting to know you forms. So let me go ahead and show everybody where you can find that. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and pull up that marketing page. Okay, so the ECP getting to know you forms can be found over here where it says life enrichment documents and resources. As a new life enrichment page is added, I will be replacing this tile so that you can go there to your own life enrichment page, and I'll probably move it up higher. But for now, it's going to be here. And there is a folder called ECP Getting to Know You Forms. So there are 2 different versions. There's one that is a fillable PDF. So if you were to click on this, you'll notice that as you start to click on it, you can just start typing directly onto the form. So if you have a computer or a tablet, you can just plug that away as you're with your resident. These forms are really great because it's going to give you an idea of what is the resident like? What do they like to do? What are their interests? And it can kind of help you cater how to approach them and get them involved in social activities within your building. I did have some suggestions on edits to this. So I feel like that's going to be something frequent where this is going to be an ever-changing document. So if you do want the most recent edition, please double check the one here in SharePoint. The second one is the same exact thing, but that one is a print and write. So this one doesn't have the lines for you to plug in and type the information. You would just print it and then fill it out that way. Or you can give it to the resident so they can fill it out too, if they're more comfortable doing that. And then there has been a note added here to the top recently where it says notes to review and update every 90 days. So you can reference that. You can add any changes if their interests have changed, if they like doing something else. Feel free to add that in your notes here and save that.
And this is a really good form too, if you have, every community has those few residents that maybe we're having a hard time getting them to participate, or maybe they are voicing that there aren't things on the activity calendar that interest them. So this is a great tool to use, and you can have those residents fill that out to make sure that you're getting feedback from them. So if there is certain things that they want to see on the activity calendar that maybe aren't there already, that we can incorporate those.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. And that's all that I had to share. So again, if any questions do come up with any of the topics that I mentioned, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.
Perfect. Thanks, Samantha.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to share my screen here and just going to kind of give an overview of, kind of what we're looking, to help and provide resources for. Can everyone see my screen? Okay. So, obviously the calendars and the activities that each of you are doing at your community are fantastic. But we're just looking for ways to make sure that we are including all of the areas of life enrichment that we can on the activity calendar. So, these are just a reminder of all of the programs. Sometimes we get into a rut of doing the same things over and over from month to month. So, just making sure that we have social programs, creative programs, spiritual programs, purposeful well-being and empowering programs. So, making sure that we have the opportunities for residents to be social and engage in the world around them. So that's, what Samantha has, the armchair travels, which would be great to incorporate into your activity calendars. Outlets that allow our residents to ignite their creativity in meaningful ways. Programs that create space for spiritual practices for our residents. Purposeful programs, opportunities to give back and bring purpose to our residents' lives. Well-being is outlets to enhance well-being through education, exercise, and nutrition. As far as the nutrition goes, we have a great brain boost program that Raymond, who is our regional dining services, he has a lot of great resources on SharePoint that you can incorporate the brain boost smoothies into your activities. And then empowering programs that empower voice to our residents on their experience. So, just going through, and I'll forward this PDF to you also, just kind of give some, some more ideas to look at, making sure that you're adding all of these different elements to your calendars. resident-led lectures. You know, some of our independent communities would probably have residents that would be interested in doing, you know, something like this, game show, karaoke, movie critics, food critics, bartending class. You know, some of our residents are younger and younger, so that one would be fun. The creative programs, you know, the painting, the clay molding, poetry, choir, debate. I think a debate club would be interesting for a lot of the residents. Spiritual programs, you know, and spiritual doesn't have to just be religious. It doesn't have to be tied just to religion. You know, it can be meditation, it can be yoga, and we have a great, you know, we're working on enhancing our True North yoga program. So there's resources in SharePoint for the True North yoga program, you know, and that can be included as a spiritual program. Purposeful programs, volunteering, you know, that's a huge one. You know, we have several of our communities that do have residents that go out and volunteer at the hospitals, you know, so that's something that gives them, you know, purpose and, you know, and gets them out of the building and still makes them feel like they're, you know, contributing. Pet rescue, pet fostering, so all different kinds of ideas on here of things you can add. Well-being, you know, the hiking, juicing, again, that goes, you know, with the brain boost and the smoothies. So just different ideas on here of things that, you know, you could maybe incorporate. You know, empowering programs. Most communities have the resident councils, which are a great way to empower the residents to be a part of what's happening in the community. An activity council, that would be, you know, kind of neat. I know at Green Tree, we used to have I don't know if they still do it, but we had a meal, like a dining service meeting each week with the residents, or each month, I think it was, with the residents, and they could go over the menu and talk about things that they wanted to see, maybe things that they, you know, didn't necessarily need to see again, you know, things like that. So, and then let's see. So basically, you know, the point of today is just making sure that, you know, everyone is feeling like, that, you know, we want everyone to feel like you're supported, and that, you know, that there's tons of resources for everyone, you know, on not only SharePoint, but reaching out to myself and Samantha. You know, you guys don't have any direct person to reach out to, you know, like some of this, like the CRDs and the admins. So we just wanted to kind of make sure that everyone feels like you have somewhere that you can reach out to and know of all of the resources that you guys have available to you. So I wanted to kind of end the call today with maybe some examples of, you know, success stories, or an instance where a resident experienced significant growth or positive change based on an activity that they did in their community. Does anyone have any stories that they like to share, or an activity that really is you know, enriches their community and their residents? Come on.
Yeah, I can talk.
Good.
So I've been with Woodland Palms since September of last year, and in February we did a trial error of technology called Eversound. And if you don't know, we're memory care over here, and through that I've witnessed the ability for my residents, my elders, to be not only more engaged but more attuned to their surroundings, and the community is just more vibrant and full of life. Eversound is a technology that is headphones for folks with hearing loss, but it has so many options of, I can do, you know, armchair travel, we could do walks with me talking into their ears, you know, so we're like sightseeing or whatever like that. And so not only does it help the folks with hearing loss, but with the folks with dementia, it allows them to be more present and more engaged in what's going on and less confused. And so within that, I've noticed folks not really being active or not wanting to participate, to coming out more, having more of a community center hub, and just being more full of life, which has been a really cool process to watch.
I love that. So how do those work? Do you just distribute them at the beginning of an activity, or how does that program work?
Yeah, so I have so I actually have a 10-pack and a 2-pack. So I have an activity pack, and then I have it's like a marketing pack. And so the 10-pack will be for like the big activity. So I'll just hand them out to the folks who like it, who enjoy it. And then that way so there's a transmitter that hooks up to a microphone. So I wear a microphone, and so I'm in their ear the whole time. And so say if we're doing like armchair travel and we're watching, a video of Greece, all the places of Greece, then I can upload the video through the live share TV, and then it transmutes it into the headphones. But I also have the microphone, so I can talk while the video is going on, and I'm just right there in their ear. And then with the 2-pack, I hook it up to, we use it for, some doctor visits. We could use it for tours. We use it for the folks with dementia that are, on the not really as active. And so we have one resident who has regressed into using her native language. So she only speaks Arabic now. And so I have Arabic. She's Islam, so or Muslim, so she watches the Quran in Arabic through the headphones, and that just brings her. So she's mute and pretty. I mean, if she's not in it, she's not really engaged, and then she just comes to life, and she's singing and is dancing and stuff. So there's a million ways to use it, which is really cool.
Great, that's fantastic. Do you mind sharing a link for that? I know I had seen something about it before that you had sent over. If you could resend that to me, and then I can share it with the group. So that way, if there's any other communities that would want, would be interested, especially communities that, have the memory care population.
Absolutely.
Great, thank you. Anyone else want to share any stories or activities that they do in their communities that?
Yeah, we do pool parties and bonfires. So in the summertime, we do a pool party. Basically, it's small mini pools, set them in a circle, and they put the feet in there, and then they have water guns. And it just brings them back to their childhood or younger days, and they just love it so much. And then in the fall, we do bonfires and have s'mores and stuff like that. And I bring my own wood from home and little pit, and we just have fun. And it's really nice social gathering.
Yeah. Great.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Thanks, Becky.
You're welcome.
Anyone else want to share anything?
I heard another example from a different life enrichment call that I thought was pretty cool.
Okay.
So there was a resident who she was thanking the life enrichment director because they have been doing more activities to help with her mobility and her hands. So she's like, I've never felt my hands so strong compared to like all these months of us doing this. So she started to notice that her strength was increasing, and she was really thankful for that, just because of simple exercise and activities that can incorporate movement. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Great. Yeah, and in the activity or in the life enrichment tile, there's going to be videos, correct, Samantha, that different exercise videos and things that the coordinators can use, for activity classes and things.
On our exercises, we use noodles, tennis rackets. We use fly swatters, and we'll do like balloons, like volleyball or something like that.
I imagine
they love it.
Very colorful with all the fly swatter noodles flying around.
They love it.
Great.
Yeah, and then in SharePoint, I will be adding like Tai Chi, yoga, meditation videos. And then if anyone at your community, you have any favorites, please send them my way so I can add those to there too, because maybe you have like a special favorite person that you are using videos already. I'd love to take a look at that to see if it's something I can add.
We do meditations after our workouts. We just sit there, we close our eyes, and we count from 10 to 1 and listen to our heartbeat and our breathing. It's so relaxing by the time we're done.
Awesome. Do you find that your residents like to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I open my eyes to see if they're doing it. And they're like right in it. They love it.
Very
So-
good. Yeah. All right. Well, and I would, for any of you that haven't just really dived into SharePoint and kind of looked around, and you can't break it. So just get in there and click around. There's, a ton of resources already in there. And then with Samantha working on the life enrichment, there's going to be a lot more coming. So don't be afraid of SharePoint. Get in there and really look around in there and check out all of the resources that we have in there. So that's pretty much all we've got. I know.
Will I be able to listen to this whole thing once it's over? Because I was on a bus trip and
Yeah.
late,
Yeah, we
so.
did
Okay.
record it. So we're
Okay,
gonna send it
good.
out to everyone because there was a couple people that couldn't jump on because they had activities going on.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll send this out to everyone. And so we're planning on we'd like to do this probably once a month. If not once a month, maybe every other month, just to kind of get everybody together. For those of you, those administrators that are on now that maybe the life enrichment couldn't jump on, just really encourage the life enrichment to jump on this call. We're going to constantly be sharing.
Is there any way that we would know a month ahead of time before we do our calendars?
Yeah, and that's a really good. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a really good point, Becky, because I know when I scheduled it at 1 o'clock my time, it probably hits some people's activity time. So I'll kind of sit down and look across our time zones and see if I can figure out what would be a good time. And then maybe it can be a standing meeting, day and time. So that way you guys can kind of plan around that, that way. And then also there will be some emails coming out. Samantha and I are trying to get all of our individual trainings caught up. So Samantha provides training for Facebook, Instagram. What are some of the other ones, Samantha?
We have Life Share and Tiny Stories project.
Yeah.
So in the near future, there's also going to be a scheduled quarterly training for Life Share. So that's going to be a standing meeting too. So you can sit in, you can jump in on those. And then I also plan to kind of revamp Tiny Stories project in the future. So I'll be sending out emails giving you ideas of topics that you can sit down and have those tiny stories with your residents. So any questions regarding the trainings, or if you feel like you still have some missing, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to connect with you so that we can get that going.
Yeah, perfect. So if you see an email come across from me or Samantha, do me a favor and click on it and read it. Because there might be some really good information in there, and we'll constantly be sending out new resources and things as well. So does anybody else have anything they want to add or questions before I let you go?
Nope.
At the next meeting, everybody has to speak. So I'm going to come up with a really good, some sort of question that everyone has to share about their community. I know the first one, usually everybody's a little quiet, but I want everyone to feel comfortable to talk and share what you're doing in your communities. So if nobody else has anything, I'll give you a few minutes back here and just be watching and there'll be some follow-up emails. And then, when I settle on a date and time, I will send out an invite for the next meeting. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks everybody for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.